Hello friend. Welcome to MovieMark. Today we have brought you some amazing top 10 best comedy parody spoof Hollywood movies, which are masterpiece movies forever. Hope you will like them. So let's start today's video. Number 10. Epic movie. This movie based on adventure comedy fantasy genres. Lucy finds that her adoptive father, a museum curator, has been attacked by Silas. Before dying, he gives clues that lead her to a golden ticket in a vending machine candy bar. During comedic situations, fellow orphans Edward, a disillusioned monk trainee, Susan, a displaced adopted girl, and Peter, a mutant at Mutant Academy who is often teased for his chicken-like wings, all find golden tickets. All four meet up at Willy's Chocolate Factory. Number 9. Meet the Spartans. This movie based on adventure comedy fantasy genres. A Spartan elder inspects 3 babies. The first, an ugly, talking baby ogre, Shrek III, is abandoned to die for its deformity, while Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie adopt the second, who is Vietnamese. The third, Leonidas, is accepted as a Spartan for his already present muscular physique and is prepared for kinghood through brutal training. An adult Leonidas is cast out into the wild, survives the harsh winter, and hunts down a gangsta penguin, Happy Feet. Returning a king for his inauguration wearing a penguin skin hat, Leonidas sees Margot erotically dancing and asks her to marry him, to which she responds by giving him the combination to her armor-plated chastity belt. Number 8. The Starving Games. This movie based on adventure comedy science fiction genres. In this Hunger Games spoof, Can't Miss Evershot must fight for her life in the 75th annual Starving Games, where she could also win an old ham, a coupon for a foot-long sub, and a partially eaten pickle. Can't Miss Evershot practices archery in the forest, but her boyfriend, Dale, surprises her. The arrow accidentally hits the Wizard of Oz. They return to District 12, where children afraid of getting picked for the games deliberately injure and mutilate themselves to avoid selection. Number 7. Vampires Suck. This movie based on comedy horror genres. Edward Cullen strips off his clothes during the St. Salvatore Festival while Becca Crane rushes to stop him. While running through a fountain, she accidentally splashes water around, causing people to party in the fountain and thus stopping Becca. In a flashback, Becca Crane moves to the Pacific Northwestern town of Sporks to live with her clueless father, Sheriff Frank, after her mother starts an affair with Tiger Woods. Meanwhile, a killing spree is attributed to the Canadians, but the real perpetrators are a group of vampires usually mistaken for the Black Eyed Peas. Becca quickly befriends many students at her new high school, including Jennifer. Number 6. The Hungover Games. This movie based on adventure comedy fantasy genres. 4 friends head out for a bachelor party for their friend Doug, who is marrying a man named Tracy. They plan a quiet, subdued night at a small hotel in Laughlin, Nevada. They put their friend Zach in a straitjacket and cone to ensure he does not drug them, and they drink non-alcoholic beer. A spoof on The Hangover, 2009, The Hunger Games, 2012, and other movies, TV series etc. for men with hangovers after a bachelor party find themselves in a future, dystopian, kill or be killed game. Number 5. Holmes and Watson. This movie based on comedy crime mystery genres. Sherlock Holmes is viewed as a legendary detective. Both he and his partner, John Watson, are to view the trial of Professor James Moriarty, but are attacked by a swarm of bees, temporarily waylaid by a package sent by Moriarty and brought to them by their housekeeper, Mrs. Hudson. At the trial, Holmes reveals the man accused of Moriarty's crimes is an imposter named Jacob Musgrave, who is incapable of committing the murders due to tremors in his hand caused by excessive masturbation. Despite attempts by Inspector Lestrade to convince Holmes that his deduction is incorrect, Holmes is convinced that Moriarty is currently traveling to the United States. Number 4. Superfast. This movie based on comedy genres. A spoof on The Fast and the Furious, 2001, and the following FNF movies. An undercover cop joins a gang of criminal street racers to get close to the LA crime kingpin. Undercover police officer Lucas White enters the world of underground street racing to join a gang of street racers led by Vin Sorrento to get closer to a crime ring led by Los Angeles kingpin Juan Carlos de la Sol. The morning after losing a street race, Lucas goes to Vin's garage with a wrecked Smart 42 and lands a job as a mechanic, despite objections by Vin's friend Curtis. He also develops a relationship with Vin's sister Jordana. Number 3. The Bubble. This movie based on comedy genres. Following a problematic film role that nearly destroyed her career, actress Carol Cobb is offered the chance to revive it by reprising her role as the heroic Dr. Lacey Nightingale in the 6th installment of the wildly popular Cliff Beasts franchise, Cliff Beast 6, Battle for Everest, Memories of a Requiem. Having turned down appearing in the 5th film in favor of doing the aforementioned panned role, Carol initially fears that her former Cliff Beasts castmates may still hold a grudge against her. Number 2. Land of the Lost. This movie based on action-adventure comedy genres. The enthusiastic founder of quantum paleontology, Dr. Rick Marshall, has a low-level job at the La Brea Tar Pits, 3 years after a disastrous interview with Matt Lauer on Today went viral and ruined his career. Doctoral candidate from Cambridge Holly Cantrell tells him that his controversial theories combining time warps and paleontology inspired her. She shows him a fossil with an imprint of a cigarette lighter that he recognizes as his own, along with a crystal made into a necklace that gives off strong tachyon energy. She convinces him to finish his tachyon amplifier and go on an expedition to the Devil's Canyon Mystery Cave theme park where she found the fossil. Number 1. The Dead Don't Die. This movie based on comedy fantasy horror genres. The peaceful town of Centerville finds itself battling a zombie horde as the dead start rising from their graves. In rural Centerville, police officers Cliff Robertson and Ronnie Peterson respond to a report from farmer Frank Miller regarding a missing chicken, and briefly interact with Hermit Bob, a bearded eccentric, in the woods. On their way back to the station, Cliff notices there is still daylight after 8 p.m. and Ronnie's watch and cell phone stop working. Later, at a diner, hardware store owner Hank Thompson hears a radio report concerning polar fracking. So friends, I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this. Thanks for watching.